mode. There it's recording, and now I got to find my little face here so I can see myself. There we go. All right, I think we are ready. So, welcome. Let's talk laundry. Let's try this again. All right, we are going to start with a video, and hopefully it will play.
Do you ever worry about toxic chemicals? Do you ever read about it? Ever had a reaction to an unknown ingredient in a commonly accepted home or personal care product? Formaldehyde, phthalates, VOCs, sodium lauryl sulfate, ethanolamines, triclosan, and fragrance. We are surrounded by toxins hidden in our soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, sunscreen, household cleaners, lotions, and even our makeup. In fact, women are exposed to over 100 chemicals a day. These chemicals can affect a woman's hormones and fertility and can even be passed on to your child during pregnancy and breastfeeding. They are known as endocrine disruptors. Google it. You won't be happy. As if these scary ingredients aren't enough, can you believe there's another extensive list of possible ingredients that are not even listed? It falls under fragrance. The very things that make us feel like we're doing our family a solid are actually the very things that could be causing us harm. Those clean and refreshing smells are the exact loophole that industries have used to get those toxins into our homes. Regulations have permitted the fragrance industry to hide toxic chemical formulations as a trade secret. The fragrance in any one product could be a mixture of hundreds of chemicals. It's estimated that 95% of the chemicals used in these fragrances come from crude oil. As a consumer, it's shocking to know how many fragrance products are not regulated by the FDA. Here's some simple math. 84,000 industrial chemicals used in household items. 200 tested by the FDA. 5 regulated by the FDA. So let's add that up. Chemicals aren't being tested in a lab. They're being tested on us. Yep, a lot of these chemicals have actually never been tested for human safety prior to being released to consumers. Let's add that to our already overwhelming and stressful to-do list. Chemist. So we can take matters into our own hands. But who doesn't love that coconutty smell of sunscreen? Manufacturers know that consumers respond to scents, so fragrances are created in a lab to match natural aromas. As our strongest senses smell, these aromas trigger an emotional connection to the product. Vacation, sun, karaoke on the beach, 2012, no kids. Get this, there are actual trade associations who represent corporations that intend on getting rid of any chemical regulation. One of the most powerful is the American Chemistry Council. With deep pockets of money, the ACC lobbies to avoid regulation that would affect a company's bottom line. Billions in profits at our expense. I learned some of this from watching the documentary Stink. Watch it. It will blow your mind. So maybe I'll just live with smelly kids and a dirty house. It's exhausting to have to read every label, wondering if what I'm using is safe. Since no one has my back in making sure harmful toxins stay out of my house, my newfound mission is to keep my family safe by doing my own investigative research to build personal awareness. Sorry about my rant, I know there's a lot to worry about nowadays, but there are companies and products and your friends that care about you. There is a solution. You don't have to worry. No more secrets, no more toxins, period.
Isn't that good? Okay, so the National Institute of Occupational Health, Safety and Health studied 2,983 ingredients in our products, in our household products. They found 884 toxic ingredients out of those. There were 314 that caused biological mutations, 218 caused reproductive problems, and 146 that they knew of caused cancerous tumors, and yet they were allowed to stay in the United States. So to protect your family, begin making changes in your home and start with the biggest offenders first, which is laundry soap, dishwasher soap, cleaning supplies, and plug-ins. No one else can be the gatekeeper of your home except you. So what do you think the biggest culprits are? 26 seconds after exposure, chemicals can be found in measurable amounts in the human body. And what do you think the number one poison in the home is? It's laundry soap. Yes, laundry soap, fabric softener, and dryer sheets, because you're poisoned in 3 ways. You're poisoned as it's filling your home with chemicals when you're doing the laundry. Then you wear the clothes all day long, so you have topical exposure to your skin. And then the clothes outgas all night long in your closet and your drawers as you're sleeping. And so you're breathing those chemicals in all night long. So if you make just one swap when you go home, use Thieves laundry soap, and I'll feel like we've done a great thing in this class. So other dangers in the home are hairspray, gel, shampoo, and deodorant, candles, and plug-ins. Deodorant with aluminum is one of the leading causes of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. That information about the most dangerous chemicals in the home comes from a government study called the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Top 10 Killer Household Products, or excuse me, Killer Household Chemicals is the name of the study. And we're going to discuss all of this today. If you just compare Thieves laundry soap with the leading laundry soap, you can see that even undiluted Thieves laundry soap makes 64 loads compared to the store brand's 32 loads. Thieves is 6 times the concentration of a normal laundry detergent. And you can see the contents here. Ours is plant-based, and it's got lovely essential oils in it. And theirs has phenols and fragrance and optical brighters and chlorine and phthalates and phosphates and petrochemicals and unnecessary fillers and all kinds of things that you really don't want your babies and your pets and you to have on your skin. We're going to take a real quick look at one of our farms, and this is the difference between Young Living, Seed to Seal Promise, and other companies.
Guided by decades of legal expertise and research, Young Living has established stringent ethical and environmental standards that distinguish us from other companies and set the course for principled, sustainable practices across the essential oil industry. We work with legal authorities from around the world to meet and exceed global and local regulations that protect the land and people behind your favorite plant-based products. But that's only the beginning. We bring our high standards and practices with us everywhere we go, leading other suppliers to improve their practices in order to keep up. We're proving that a rising tide lifts all boats and bringing you the world's purest essential oils along the way. So how do we do it? It starts with policies that put the earth and people first. Working with authorities from around the world, we've established the gold standard for international compliance, making sure that our products and partners comply with all the laws and regulations everywhere we do business. It's the first of its kind in the industry, and it's another example of our Seed to Seal commitment, putting us at the forefront of quality, ethics, and sustainability. When you assume the role of standard bearer, it means going above and beyond what is required. Here at our farm in Mona, Utah, our water conservation efforts are helping us preserve one of the planet's most limited resources. By finding ways to reuse water in our growing and distillation processes, we lessen our overall impact on the earth. We're leading the way with our green work at home in Utah. In fact, our new state-of-the-art global headquarters are being built to LEED specifications, ensuring that even our offices are part of our big picture sustainability efforts. Globally, we're devoting considerable resources to ensuring the long-term sustainability of all our botanicals, from reforestation efforts in Hawaii and the Philippines, to protecting overharvested wild helichrysum in Croatia, to verifying sustainability through third-party audits. Since the beginning, Young Living has been committed to bringing a sense of purpose and abundance into the lives of those that it touches. That's why our standards for building a better world drive us to create more sustainable communities as well. At the Young Living farm in Chongon, Ecuador, workers can send their children to the Young Living Academy to receive a high-quality K-12 education, while the parents benefit from long-term employment working with Young Living. There are now countless opportunities for success in a small community where previous access to employment and education was minimal. In the Bicol region of the Philippines, our collaboration with the Happy Pili Tree Farm is creating lasting, meaningful employment through sustainable resin tapping and on-site distillation of LME essential oil. In teaching a new way to harvest resin, we promote agricultural education and sustainability practices for local young people while providing a boost to the local economy. The list of our sustainability efforts goes on and on, whether we're talking about recycling at our distribution center or even the unparalleled work of the D. Gary Young Young Living Foundation. Our work is about setting higher standards so we can make the world we live in a better place.
It's part of our commitment to give you the very best and to always strive to be even better tomorrow than we are today.
For us, Seed to Seal isn't just a slogan, it's everything we stand for.
Okay, so here's just a little funny. When you've been doing laundry all day, but the pile just keeps growing, that's the face you make. And then on the left-hand side, it's na 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 na. So what happens when your body is chemically overloaded? Most of us feel it as lethargy, the inability to focus, sleep trouble, chronic inflammation, unexplained pain, fibromyalgia, skin issues, adult acne, hormones, hot flashes, stress, anxiety, and fear. If any of you faces any of these issues, it's time to kick chemicals to the curb. You can control what you allow within the four walls of your home, and you can cross some things off your list by going as close to toxic free and chemical free as you can in your home. So my journey started with Young Living, and I'm not telling you Young Living will change your health or fix all of your problems, but I am telling you that if one of your triggers is chemicals, it's possibly something that you're slathering on your skin, breathing in, or consuming, and it's time to get those things out of your house. So my favorite place to start is with this Seed to Seal promise that we just watched on the video and our 600 products at Young Living. And we just talked about the standard of purity for Young Living, and that means no chemical overload. You can trust the name. Young Living is the essential oil company based out of Utah. And the one thing that sets us apart is that Seed to Seal promise that we just watched. So Seed to Seal really means that we do not strip constituents to make our oils better. We don't mix species of plants with the same oil, which is a big one, especially with lavender. The cheap lavenders mixes lavender and lavandin, and that's two different species. So we don't do that. We do not spray with weed killer or pesticides or herbicides or use genetically modified seeds. So we spend $12,000 an acre to hand weed our lavender instead of the standard $60 an acre. So there's a big difference there. The industry standard is $60 an acre because they're spraying pesticides, and that's way cheaper than hand weeding. And we do not distill with solvents like hexane. And that's another way that the companies that are not on the up and up use to get more plant product out of their plants, as they use chemicals to distill, and we do not. Okay, so this, I think, is such a powerful picture. So we spend money and time at the nail salon getting a manicure or a pedicure. We spend money and time at the department store stressing over clothes that fit our bodies just right. You know, we go to the spa and get facials, or we buy makeup or eyelashes that make our appearance flawless. We use makeup that paint our face, but what we say is that it's too expensive for us to take care of our insides, or it's too expensive for us to use the products that can be beneficial for our health. And so we stop. About 30 days in, we just kind of give up. We'll spend hours at Target or TJ Maxx, but we say we can't spend time at the gym. We spend money on Amazon buying senseless things that we can't afford, but then we say we can't afford our supplements to make our bodies healthy and better. We spend massive amounts of money on the outside, the external, what other people see, yet we say we can't afford to spend money on things like supplements, eating clean, cooking at home, and giving ourselves giving ourselves 60 days of an accountability challenge to really make a difference. So priorities is you get one body. So how long do you want it to last? Truly take care of the inside and it will show on the outside. Invest in your health is what this says to me. All right, so when we are considering the health of our family, another area to take a closer look at is the products that we're using in our laundry room. So I encourage you to consider the ingredients on your laundry detergent bottle. So once you've stopped using an old laundry detergent for even a month and you go back and try to breathe that stuff or anything that's been washed in it, you'll thank me. If for some reason some article of our clothing gets washed in traditional detergents, I have to wash it multiple times to get that smell out before I can not smell it anymore. So just because it's free and clear and you don't smell fragrances, there are many of these ingredients still lurking. And I'll tell you what, I went through a period of time when my daughter and I were fussing over the laundry because she likes the perfume smell. And when we got our new machines, when we got to move back into the house, I didn't want any store-bought products in our machines. I wanted to keep the machines clean so I wouldn't have to, have that stuff going through the machines and getting on everybody's clothes. And so she'd take her laundry and go somewhere else and do it and bring it back in. And I could smell her before she ever got the clothes in. I could smell them coming. It was amazing. And then I walked past her room and I could smell that. And she's since kind of calmed down on that and she'll do the laundry here now. But at first we were really fussing about it. And I could smell her clothes from her room with her door shut because I'd gotten so sensitive to it. So let me move this out of the way. Many families suffer from eczema, respiratory issues, cancer, sensory processing disorders, and autoimmune diseases that can be triggered or worsened by the ingredients found in detergents. Your traditional laundry detergent needs to go. It's literally 24/7 exposure through the respiratory system and skin to horrible things that your body has to work hard to process and strain on your organs. And it's just a strain on your health, period. Oh, no, it's not going to let me change my page here. Why are you stuck? Well, it wants to be stuck. There we go. So fragrance, manufacturers combine a number of chemicals to produce fragrance. So you'll believe that your clothes are clean because they smell clean, and they don't have to list those chemicals on the label because it's trade protection. So as we've seen, some of those chemicals can be very, very toxic. Trying to get my bar out of the way. Everywhere I put it, it's in the way. So cleaning agents, which are, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this, I think it's surfactants. These are included in the formula to help the product clean better. So examples include chemicals like Fortinium-15, known to release formaldehyde, which is a known carcinogen. Diethynyl, whatever, linked with skin and eye irritation and possibly liver problems. Nolphenol ethyl lysate, which is NPE, which is toxic to nerves, irritating to skin, potential hormone disruptor, and toxic to aquatic life. Linear alkyl benzene sulfonates, or LAS, which is irritating to skin and eyes and toxic to aquatic life. Benzene on its own is a carcinogen, and petroleum distillates are linked to cancer and lung damage. Then there's also stabilizers. These chemicals help stabilize the formula so that it lasts longer on the shelf. And then there's some examples there that are linked to eye and lung irritations and even dermatitis. And yet we wonder why we can't clear up these lingering skin issues. My dad had a mysterious rash for years and years and years, and I got them to switch to Thieves, and his mysterious rash has gone away. Yeah. So 4-dioxane that is a chemical byproduct of detergent manufacturing. In independent tests, Women's Voices for the Earth found 89 parts per million ppm in Tide Free and Gentle and 63 parts per million in regular Tide. They helped increase the awareness, and Procter & Gamble agreed to reformulate to reduce the levels to below 25 ppm. Future tests should show whether or not they made good on that promise. Don't have a lot of confidence in the progress being made here, though. So here's just some lighthearted funnies. So I don't want to fold my laundry, so I'll restart it in the dryer 3 times in a row. You ever do that? I've done that. And then the little minion here says, I wish my bank account filled up as fast as my laundry basket. Have you ever looked at the last few loads of laundry and considered just throwing them away? So we're going to stop for just a second here and talk about what are essential oils, because essential oils are in our laundry detergent. So essential oils are the most powerful part of the plant. They repair and restore the plant when it's attacked or injured. We can use oils in the homes to replace harsh chemicals. So why would you want to use oils in your house? Well, oils have no yuck. They're just the distilled or the cold pressed plant. There are millions of uses, like supporting systems in the human body, like your cardiovascular system or your endocrine system, which is your hormones, supporting your joints, your brain, your liver. They're used to replace cleaning supplies. Thieves Cleaner is all I use to wipe down my bathrooms, my stove, and my kitchen. I even mop my floors with it. It's made of plants and essential oils, and there's an entire line of shampoos, soaps, conditioners, eye creams, face washes, and laundry soap that are completely non-toxic and chemical free. So if you use oil infused supplements, you get the benefit of supplementing your health as well as the power of the oils. But it matters where those oils are sourced. There's 4 types of oils. Grade A is authentic, grade B is manipulated, grade C is perfume, and grade D is synthetic. And it's really important that you only use grade A because of the concentration in the bottle. It's like eating an entire apple tree sprayed with pesticide instead of just the one apple. It makes no sense to go the extra mile to get away from toxic chemicals and then use an essential oil that's laden with toxic chemicals. It kind of defeats the point. So our laundry soap is full of great essential oils and no yuck. And here's a wonderful video.
It can be challenging living in a house with 5 boys because it's a constant effort to keep them all in clean clothes. We had a repairman out to service our washing machine, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe how many loads that we had done in our washer in such a short amount of time. I'm glad we have the purity and power of Thieves laundry soap on our side. I'm not the only one that has to do the laundry anymore, so that's really nice. I have a lot of great helpers as far as boys that help me put away our clothes and switch out laundry. Thieves has just been great. We haven't had any issues with colors bleeding or anything like that. It's free from dyes and synthetic perfumes, and it's really concentrated, so you don't have to use a lot, which we love. You're gonna get a lot of use out of one bottle. That kind of efficiency really makes a difference around here, where there's never a shortage of laundry to do. It's easy to see why we're a Young Living family.
So just send your worries down the drain with Thieves Laundry Soap. So with this formula that effectively and gently cleans clothing, Thieves is made with plant-based ingredients and leaves no chemical or synthetic residue. Natural enzymes and cleaning agents alongside powerful essential oils leave your clothes fresh and clean with a light citrus scent that everyone in the family will love. So not only does it clean well, but a little bit goes a long way. The concentrated laundry soap has the power to wash 64 loads with just one 32-ounce bottle. If you don't dilute it, that's 64 loads. You can dilute it and make even more. And it makes it very economical, harnessing the power of these stain-fighting enzymes with our legendary Thieves Essential Oil Blend. So Thieves Laundry Soap offers a safe alternative to chemical-heavy cleaners and leaves your clothes truly clean. It is an all-natural, plant-based formula, excellent, using natural enzymes and plant-based surfactants that work well to lift stains and dirt from the clothing. It's also, because our formula is free from optical brighteners, you can rest assured knowing that your laundry is naturally clean without any residual unwanted chemicals in your fabrics. This concentrated laundry soap has the power to wash 64 loads with just a 32-ounce bottle, making it economical as well as beneficial. And I just wanted to show you real fast. We'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute. I dilute mine and make a 250 load, 2-gallon amount from just the one bottle, 32-ounce bottle of Thieves. So this is what I'm using right now. And we'll come to another picture of multiple bottles that I was using when my mother-in-law was helping with the laundry. What it looks like now. So it's question and answer time. So first question, can Thieves Laundry Soap be used to pre-treat dirt and stains on the clothing? Absolutely. This plant-based formula can be applied directly to fabric. You can pour just a small amount of the detergent onto your clothing, rub gently, or soak. We also have a stain spray recipe that we're going to talk about in a little while. The next question, what are optical brighteners and why should they be left out of detergent? Optical brighteners can be found in multiple popular laundry products and merely give clothing the appearance of being clean. By reflecting blue light, optical brighteners give the illusion of whiter looking fabrics. The design of these chemicals is to absorb directly into the fabric and remain in the clothes well after washing. These laundry soaps contain none of, Thieves Laundry Soap contains none of these synthetic chemicals and leaves no synthetic residue. Next question, is Thieves Laundry Soap perfumed? Some people consider synthetic perfumes to be problematic because companies are not required to disclose the exact ingredients in the fragrances. So as the world leader in essential oils, we prefer to work with the refreshing scents of pure essential oils that set us apart. Bergamot, jade lemon, and the essential oils are in Thieves Blend, provide a refreshing scent without any hidden synthetics or fragrances. And if you'd like to smell it, Charlene, let me grab, that is my diluted bottle. So what you're smelling is my diluted, but you'll get the scent. Yeah, it's a nice fresh smell, isn't it? Okay, so Thieves Laundry Soap prevents those bad chemicals from coming from your clothes through your skin into your body. And this soap contains decoglucoside as a primary surfactant and has no SLS, dyes, petrochemicals, formaldehydes, phosphates, synthetic perfumes, or optical brighteners in it. It's plant-based formula that is super concentrated. You only need to use a half of a capful for most washes, although you can use a bit more if your clothes are heavily soiled or real stinky. And you really only need a fourth of a capful for a high efficiency washer, which most washers, newer washers, are these days. So out of that small looking bottle, you get at least 64 loads, and you can get way more by diluting it like we're going to be talking about here shortly. So So it also contains natural enzymes to help chew through the grime on your clothes. And then the essential oils in it are jade lemon, bergamot, and thieves. And those together really smell nice. So this is laundry at my house. When all 7 of my children were home, it literally looked like this. So I was going to say, when you have 7 children, it's all fun and games until the laundry has to be done. Now I like to dilute my Thieves laundry soap, as I've said before. And so I get 256 high efficiency washer loads from just one bottle. So here's a little video of me diluting my soap.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you real fast what I'm doing. I'm diluting my Thieves household laundry soap to do my laundry. And I can dilute this 32-ounce bottle and make 2 gallons of laundry soap, which comes out to be 256 loads with one 32-ounce bottle of the laundry soap. And that makes it very, very reasonable to purchase Young Living's Thieves laundry soap. So what I have done, I'm going to turn my camera around if I can figure out how. Oh, I can't turn my camera around. Well, let me just show you this way then. So in my pan is baking soda and water, and I'm just dissolving the baking soda in the water, and that's literally the hardest part of this whole thing. So it's a 3/4 cup baking soda in 3 cups of water that you dissolve, and then I'm going to let that cool a little bit, and then I'm going to dissolve my Thieves cleaner, 1 capful of Thieves cleaner. Oops, turn that around the right way. There we go. The Thieves household cleaner. Actually, I'm sorry, 3 capfuls of Thieves household cleaner, and I'm going to dissolve that in 2 cups of water. And then I'm going to mix that into the entire bottle of the laundry detergent, and then pour in my baking soda mixture, and that's it. That's really the only 3 ingredients. And then I use either a pump like this, or I use a 2-gallon drink dispenser like you would use at a party, like to mix up iced tea or something like that at a party in. And that works really well too, just depending on your laundry room and your situation. So I also occasionally will just use the empty bottles and just refill the empty bottles, and it will make 3 of these. So I just wanted to share that and how economical it really is and how easy it really is to dilute this laundry detergent, and it is back in stock now, you guys. So I hope you'll try it. Bye.
I just realized I misspoke in that video. It said it made 3 of those. When I reuse that, it makes a lot more than that. It makes about 8.
Now, what do you use to measure how many?
I saved the lid. Yep. So for those of you that are joining on the replay or online, I do have a handout for the lucky ones that came in person. But if you want me to send you this handout, I do have all the recipes from this class all together in a handout. And here's the picture I was telling you was coming up. This is how much it makes. So I have 4 pump bottles there, plus the 3. That's where my brain went with the 3 Thieves. And then I also had a jar. So when my mother-in-law wanted to do the laundry, she, for some reason, didn't like the 2-gallon drink dispenser. I don't know why she didn't like it. She just didn't like to use it. So we experimented a little bit, and I thought she'd like these glass pump bottles, but the pump was too hard for her to press down. So she didn't like the pumps. And so we went just to saving all of the empty laundry bottles, and eventually we got enough that she could just use those. It took me a while to do that though, because I wasn't buying it very often because I was diluting it so much. So I just keep refilling the old Thieves bottles from the other bottles for her, because that seemed to be the easiest for her to manipulate. But here is the recipe, and for anybody that's watching the replay, if you wanted to just snap a a screenshot of that, you're welcome to do that, but I do have the recipes here that I can give you as well. So, and then I have a slightly different recipe. Oh, it went the wrong direction. Come on. There we go. Here's another recipe for hard water or well water. And it just adds a little bit more, it adds washing soda instead of baking soda and a little bit higher concentration of that. And then this person used something called crystal washer balls instead of baking soda to help regulate the pH. Now, I personally have never used those. So if you don't use those, then you add baking soda to the washing soda. And I put a picture here of the washing soda because it is different than baking soda. And then this particular one, she uses vinegar and as fabric softener, and dryer balls. So that's a different one for anybody that's got well water or hard water. And then this is yet another recipe for diluting the thieves where you get three bottles out of one. So I have also used this when I was in a hurry and didn't want to try and do the hot water and the baking soda, and in a pinch, this works okay in my machine as well. So you've got all of those in that handout. And this was one of my loyalty reward purchases. So let me find where I'm at here. I think I turned too many pages in this. So Loyalty Rewards is a program that pays you back 10% immediately on everyday products that you already use, like laundry soap, toothpaste, shampoo, dish soap. After 4 months, you get 20% back. And after 25 months, you get 25% back. So if you could just imagine walking into the grocery store and buying cleaning supplies and personal care items, and every single trip, every single purchase, you get to use a 25% off coupon when you check out. That just doesn't happen in a normal grocery store, but that's what happens when you're on Loyalty Rewards. So to do the Loyalty Rewards, you order your products on subscription, and you just make sure that you're ordering 50 PV minimum each month, and the Loyalty Rewards points will start adding up. And then you spend them like cash using a shop order. You can't spend them on a subscription order. You have to place an extra shop order. So I just save them till I have enough that I can spend a 100 PV order, so I get free shipping. And this isn't too shabby for, for free. I got 3 dish soaps. I got a laundry detergent. I got 2 Thieves Cleaner concentrates, which means 40 plus bottles of cleaner. I got some digestive enzymes for myself. I got some Christmas spirit oil and some Trauma Life oil. And this was during the pandemic, and didn't we all need Trauma Life oil? Yeah. So one of the easiest ways to get started with Young Living is a starter bundle, and that is because they're so steeply discounted. And even if you've already been a customer and you started, say, with the oils bundle, but now you'd like to get started with Thieves products, you can order the Thieves starter bundle, and you don't have to start over with a new account or anything. You can go ahead and order that. You won't be able to order it on a subscription, but you'll be able to order it as a shop order. Okay. There's also special bundles that used to be called ER or Essential Rewards bundles, and occasionally you'll find one that's still called an ER bundle, but there's especially for the subscription users. And so special subscribe to save bundles are available for Thieves and Ninja. So if you're overloaded with the concept of oiling, Thieves is a brilliant place to start. Oils are a natural gateway to natural health. They're kind of like the fast food natural health. Apply to the situation and carry on. So there's no tincturing, no fermenting, no growing weird things in jars on your countertops. All the hard work's done at Young Living in their distilleries and out in their fields. So it goes from Young Living Farms to your home. In a single order, you can knock out most of the toxic chemicals in your home with Thieves Cleaner alone. It's not going to break the bank. It's simple, and it's an easy gateway into the world of oiling and natural plant-based products. You're protecting your family from more than a dozen different cleaning solutions with just one bottle of Thieves Cleaner, and Thieves Laundry Soap is another very, very easy swap. So here's just another funny little thing. I'm convinced that every time I lose a sock in the laundry, it comes back as an extra Tupperware lid. And then laundry is part of the curse from the original sin. If Eve hadn't bit that darn apple, there'd be no clothes to wash. Oh, conventional dryer sheets are filled with toxins that we definitely don't want to bring into our home. So a super easy switch is to use wool dryer balls instead. And I recommend using 2 to 3 wool dryer balls for an average load, or 3 to 5 in a large load, and adding a couple drops of oil to all of the balls. Now, for static issues, you make sure, number one, not to over dry the clothes, but number two, you can add a couple safety pins to the dryer balls. And you could also throw a little ball of aluminum foil in there as well. And that won't hurt anything either. Metal's not a problem. So some of my favorite oils that I have used on the dryer balls is Purification, which is my all-time favorite. I love Purification in the laundry. Lemongrass is really nice in laundry. Lavender, peppermint, pine, and citrus fresh are all really nice in the laundry for scents. And here's a hint that I was always too lazy to do, but this is really how it works the best. If you put the oil on in the last 5 minutes of the cycle, that's where you get the most scent and the most bang for your buck, because it doesn't all just burn off in the heat of the dryer. So you can either dry it and then put the oil on and then set it for another 5 minutes or whatever. I never was able to get myself into that habit. So that's probably part of the reason that my clothes didn't have a whole lot of smell on them. You could smell it some, but not as much as it would if it had been done in the last 5 minutes. So I wish I had an Alexa to say, Alexa, fold my laundry. But you know, I did have an Alice at my house, and bless her heart, she decided that laundry was her job, and this new way of doing laundry was very different for this 88-year-old, and she really had to struggle to learn how to do it my way. But she did, and I'm glad that we were able to do this chemical free for everybody, and I think she learned to like it as well. So sometimes you might feel like no one's there for you, but you know who's always there for you? Laundry. Laundry will always be there for you. All right, so here is another recipe for you. So if you want to get your whites white without poison, here's a healthy and effective bleach alternative solution. And so I like to use my empty Ninja Red bottles because they're glass and they're convenient, and I've got them. And so here is that recipe, and that is in your handout there, Charlene, as well. So it's really just water, peroxide, Thieves Cleaner, and lemon is all that's in it, and it works great. Yeah, and it's easy, and it really does make a difference. I just washed my white tennis shoes in it, and granted, I washed them twice because they had a whole bunch of ground in mud from the puppy adventure that we just went on, but they're really white now, so it really does work. And then here is a second natural bleach alternative, and it adds some citric acid and some lemon juice to it as well. So you could try either one and see which one you you like the best. And those are both in the handout for you. And I have been experimenting, like I said, with trying to get more scent in my clothes. My teenagers were missing the perfumey smell. As I told you before with my daughter, she and I kind of went round and round, but the boys were missing the smell as well. And so I came across this recipe using Young Living's hair conditioner. And so the recipe actually was for the Copa Iba vanilla, but I like the lavender mint. It's got a little bit more smell to it. So either one will work, but you just mix it with hot water. I like to do it in the blender. And I should have brought it out here. I'll get it for you when we stop recording. It comes out thick, real thick, like almost thicker than a store-bought fabric softener would. So you could actually, I like to put mine in 2 bottles and then add a little bit more water to it. Now you do have to shake it up before you use it because it does kind of separate a little bit, but you can add whatever essential oils to this that you want. Now I like I said, the lavender mint, so I've been adding more mint, peppermint to it. And there's another recipe coming up and I'll show you how to use that. But you can either use that as a regular fabric softener in your machine, in the compartment of your machine. It'll go in there just fine. Or you can use one of those Downy balls. Have you ever used a Downy ball? Where you put it in the little Downy ball and it pops open at the right time and releases the stuff. Now, here's what I've been doing. I got a Pyrex dish with a lid on it and some of these natural sponges. I cut the sponges in half and then I put about 1/4 of a cup of the fabric softener in the dish and fill the rest of the dish up about halfway with water. So it's real thin, and then soak the sponges in there. And then I put anywhere from 2 to 4 sponges, depending on how big the load is. If it's towels, I'll use 4 sponges and just make them damp, squeeze them out until they're damp and toss them in the dryer. And then you just keep reusing them, resoaking them and reusing them. So that's been my latest success story with the fabric softener. And I do like the way it leaves a little bit more scent on the clothing. And here's some other ideas for dryer sheets as well. Some people like to use the Seedlings baby wipes, and it has a real nice lavender smell to it. And you only need 1/2 of a wipe to a load. And some people even have managed to get 2 loads to 1/2 of a wipe. And then here's a fun trick. You take those used baby wipes after you've used them and save them. And after you've got a bunch of them in a jar, add a little bit of thieves cleaner and dilute the thieves cleaner. And then you've got some handy dandy wet wipes you can clean things with. And that's especially nice if you've got children, And then another option is just strips of cloth. And then you can put essential oil on the strips of cloth, or you can soak the strips of cloth in the fabric softener as well. Okay, so now we're going to talk dirty. We're going to talk stains. So laundry is what it is, and there's always going to be stains, whether you've got children or not, there's going to be stains. So one option is just undiluted Thieves Household Cleaner in a roller bottle. And this is a really handy dandy thing to take if you're traveling. You can just toss that in your suitcase, and then if you get a stain, you can rub that on the stain and it'll wash out a whole lot easier when you get home, which is kind of nice if you're traveling with kids too. And here's another stain recipe, and this can be either a stain stick or a stain spray. This recipe will make 3 roller bottles or 1 30 ml bottle. And this is the recipe that I made for our prize. One of our door prizes is a bottle of this particular stain spray. And here's another little funny, not sure if I should do laundry or buy more underwear. My husband has done that before. Just decided he didn't want to wait for the laundry to get done, so he just went out and bought more. So here's the laundry schedule at my house. Sort today, wash later, fold eventually, and iron. You're kidding. Who does that? Now, you might be wondering, okay, does this really, does this stuff really work? Can plants really clean? So this is my friend Cindy and her grandbabies, and this is her story. So she calls this the Great Quilt Fiasco. So she said, let me start off by setting up how this fiasco happened. She was babysitting her granddaughter, whose name is Eden, and she was about 2 at the time. So Eden has always been easy to get down for a nap. In fact, she would often put herself to bed. But recently, she's been saying she was afraid and wanted to be held the entire time. She still wants to nap just while I'm holding her, which, as we know, cannot continue, as she naps for around 2 hours in a day. So on this particular day, she had convinced me that she would lie down with her stuffed animals and a movie. So I turned on the movie and tucked her into bed with her stuffies and proceeded to make my lunch and eat my lunch. I honestly cannot tell you how much time went by, but I feel like it was probably about an hour, as I had to prep and cook my meal. I had just finished eating and was pleased that she had been so quiet. But then she walked into the living room, covered in paint. Yes. So Cindy goes into the bedroom and there's paint all over the quilt, all over Eden's clothes. But this quilt was a very special quilt that had been passed down in their family. So she said, of course, I was more than discouraged. I thought I will never be able to salvage this quilt that my mom gave me. The quilt was not made by my mom or any other family member, but she bought the quilt top and then paid a woman where she worked to quilt it. And my mom loved this quilt and loved all things country. And when it came to her home decor, it fit right in. Therefore, it was sentimental value for me. So I plan on passing my quilts on to my family, and I try to take very good care of them. So here's what she did. She immediately sprayed the worst parts of the quilt with the thieves bleach recipe that I just gave you. And then she put it in the wash using the laundry soap recipe that I told you about, my recipe. And then she said, keep in mind, the paint had already dried by the time I found it. My thought was at least to get the quilt completely wet and get out as much as I could, which was almost nothing came out. So I was very worried that it was too late, but I had one idea left. So what she did was she used the bleach alternative and the stain spray and this thieves bar soap with the scrubber, and she worked and she worked and she worked and she worked. And here is the finished product.
Okay, everyone, I'm going to begin to show you the quilt and how it looks now after pre-treating it and putting it through the laundry with our thieves laundry soap that I use the recipe that Robin makes. And I think we've shared that in previous posts, but I will see if we can find a way to share that recipe again on this in this post. And I just wanted to show you that after all my hard work that paid off, and there's no sign of the paint that was all over this quilt. And I just wanted to show you that it actually worked. I will be writing a little blog that goes with this to show you exactly what I did and let you see that all my hard work paid off. So thanks again for checking in with us, and we will check in again with you at another time.
So it works. So here's just some more little funnies. So, Mom, we want a snack, and she's hiding in the washing machine. I thought she was doing laundry. Oh well. Sometimes I feel like throwing in the towel, but that would just make more laundry for me. All right, so I do not iron, but sometimes things stay in the dryer a little too long and they come out wrinkled. So I'm a big wrinkle releaser spray person. So here is my wrinkle releaser spray. And then here's a sweater spray that could be used as a wrinkle releaser. It would do the same thing. But it could also be a freshening spray, when you're coming out of winter and into spring, if your clothes have been stored for the winter, you might like to freshen them up with this sweater spray. But the wrinkle releaser spray here is what I like to do. And I just put the wrinkled shirt on a hanger and I spray it and I pull and I tug and the wrinkles come out, and then you just let it dry on the hanger and it works wonders. Where'd those missing socks go? An odd number of socks does not mean that one is missing, rather that you have an extra one, a gift from your dryer. Okay, everyone, remember the buddy system. And wash and dry is step 1. Step 2, place in basket. Step 3, avoid folding. Step 4, dig through the basket all week until you're out of clean clothes and then repeat. That's my teenager's way. All right, now here is a new trick that I've recently learned that I just had to share. So this was on Facebook that someone used Digest to cut through stinky odors in laundry, and they just added it to their detergent, and they also used it as a stain remover. And I had never thought to use it as either, but it makes sense, because then I found a little ditty about using it to remove the musty smell out of your washing machine as well. So it kind of makes sense. And then here is another fun little trick with stains. Fruit and veggie spray or the fruit and veggie soak work really well, especially for protein-based stains, because it's got the enzymes, in it. And so this was a story from a grandma who likes to give her grandson Ning's Red, and he always spills it all over himself. And so she uses the Thieves Veggie Spray as a stain spray to get that red out of his clothes. So okay, so talk about cleaning a musty washing machine. So I never had that problem before the tornado, but when we went to the rental, we had a front loading machine, and I'd never had a front loading machine before. And I learned really fast that if you shut the door and you don't leave the door open, that it really smells bad quickly. And, it is what it is. So, I ran a wash cycle, and then I cleaned out the gasket and the dispenser areas every Sunday on the first of the month, just to make sure it was easy for me to remember. But the smell will remind you. Yeah. But here's what I did. So I filled the empty washer with hot water, and then I added white vinegar and let the machine run for about a minute to mix the vinegar up with the water. And then I just let it sit there for a while. And then I did a complete cycle, and when it was done, then I filled it with hot water and some more vinegar and my bleach alternative, and ran that. And then made sure I cleaned the gasket, and I used Digest on the gasket. So now, you may not have heard of laundry stripping, but if you've used any kind of homemade laundry soap is different from detergent, and soap will stick to your clothing, and then your sweat and bacteria from your skin mixes with it, and it really gets your stuff dingy and dirty and gross. So stripping is one of those things that it's meant to remove the buildup in the dirt that you don't get out if you're not doing your laundry properly to begin with. And problems caused from overcrowding machines or too much detergent or softening agents or whatever. Sorry, I lost my place. Especially if you're trying to get rid of a mystery rash or some other health issue that you're kind of suspicious might be coming from cleaning chemicals. It might be a good idea to do this stripping technique. So I'm not going to go through it because it's in your little packet here, and anybody watching this can either ask for the packet or do a little screenshot of this, but that is one thing that is a trick that not everybody knows to do. So don't you just love those 12 seconds when all the laundry is done? And then here's a tag that ought to be on everybody's laundry. Yeah, yeah. Now, this is the Young Living lifestyle. So this is called low waste laundry, where you're using natural plastic-free detergent. You're replacing disposable dryer sheets with wool balls. You're switching to a plastic-free lint brush. You're putting clothes with plastic fibers in a microplastic washing bag. You're hanging things to dry when you can, and you're washing in cold. And washing in cold with Thieves Laundry soap works fine. It doesn't have quite as much smell left at the end of the load as washing in warm, but it works, it gets clean. Okay, so the Thieves Home Cleaning Kit is a perfect introduction to natural cleaning and provides a great foundation of cleaning tools and supplies. And the oils in this particular kit are really good oils for your laundry. So if you want a place to start, this might be a nice starter bundle that would give you some good oils for your laundry as well as cleaning tools. And then the next one up is the Everyday Oils bundle. Is also a steeply discounted bundle that has really nice oils in it that work well for laundry as well as cleaning. These are in the catalog, yep. And as I've said, purification oil is my favorite, and purification is in both of these bundles. So it makes it really easy to ditch the overpowering chemical smell. And purification has citronella, lavender, lemongrass, myrtle, rosemary, and tea tree all together. And it's a really nice scent. And I also add purification to my Thieves cleaner. I have a bottle that I call my sports equipment cleaner. And so it's the Thieves cleaner diluted and then purification pretty heavy in there. And especially during football season, I spray the pads and all that stuff because it will just smell your whole house up, or your whole car or both. Yeah. So that is the laundry portion of our class. And then I have a bonus portion, which is the Bible study. So I was just going to check and see. It doesn't look like I have any live participants on Zoom. So I was gonna stop the recording and ask if anybody had any questions, but I think I'll just keep going. Can you stay for just a few more minutes? Do you need to leave? Okay, I'll go ahead and pause my recording then. It's only going to take about 10 minutes. Okay. That's okay, except I'm not finding my recording button. Where is my recording button? Stop recording. There we go.